this is Jennifer and welcome back. Today we're making a Chinese pepper steak. I'm using round steaks that I've taken and sliced in long strips. Some supermarkets already sell it cut for you like that. I'm going to season my meat with ground onion. And you want to make sure that you get enough ground onion on your meat and you get it well seasoned. We're not going to add any salt to this really because we're adding soy sauce. So we just want to make sure we get it on our meat and we really massage it in to the meat. We are going to add a little black pepper, not too much, to your liking. We're going to add a dash of salt. You don't want too much because we're going to add soy sauce. Now I'm using black soy sauce or dark soy sauce because I don't have the regular one on hand. I used about 2 tablespoons or 3. Now I'm adding Worcestershire sauce, about 2 tablespoons, and a little dash of oil. I'm going to mix it. Then I realized that I needed 2 teaspoons more of soy sauce. If you have regular soy sauce, it'd be better. You're going to add 3 teaspoons, or I'm adding 3 teaspoons of water. And I'm just going to give it a stir, mix it, put it aside, and let it marinate. I take 2 tablespoons of oil to a hot skillet. And I'm going to add my onions, garlic, and green pepper. But I'm going to try and separate my onions. So I used about 2 small onions. I think I could have used bigger onions, but that's all I had on hand. 1 small green pepper. And I added about 6 cloves of garlic that I chopped up. Now we're just going to stir everything, try and separate the onions until everything becomes translucent and soft and pretty. So you're starting to notice how translucent, and we're almost ready. So this is about the time to take this out and put it in a plate and put it aside for later because we're going to use this again in a little while. So we want to get everything out. Don't leave anything behind. That same skillet, we're going to add about another tablespoon or 2 of oil. Make sure it's nice and warm. And we're going to take our meat and we're going to add our meat, but without the juice. We want that marinade to stay in your plate, but don't throw that marinade away. We're going to use that. So we just want to take the meat out and we want to cook that meat. We want to brown it. So even if it doesn't cook on the inside, we just want to get the outside, at least not to be so red like it's raw meat. And the more you'll cook it, you'll start to notice that it starts to throw off its own juices. That's perfectly normal. That's what it should be doing. So we're going to give it another stir, and soon we're going to add our beef broth. So we're going to add a whole can of beef broth. Has to be beef broth. Add the whole can of beef broth, give it a stir, and we're going to take that marinade that I told you not to throw away and add it to it. Add another pinch of salt or pepper if you want. Now this is the onions and pepper mixture and the garlic that I told you not, to put it aside. You're going to use a certain portion, not all of it, just a little bit, so it starts to get the flavors of the onions and the green pepper. The rest of it we're going to put aside. In about 20 minutes we'll come back and add the rest. We're going to cover this up. First we want to give it a taste and see if we need to add some more black pepper and salt, which I did. Make sure everything is under the water. Cover it up. Keep it on a high-low. 20 minutes later, we're going to add the rest of our onions, garlic, and green pepper. Give it a stir. And we're going to cover it back up. And in about 25 minutes or so, we'll check on it. And mine was ready in about 25 minutes. And you'll know when it's tender. But you're going to start to notice that my gravy isn't thick enough. So I take maizena or cornstarch. Any cornstarch is fine. I used 1/3 a cup of water and about a tablespoon of maizena or cornstarch, and I added about 3 to 4 teaspoons first. And then I stir it to see how thick my gravy will get. But I start to notice that it's not thick enough, which I knew that was going to happen, but I start out slowly. Okay, so what I do is I add another 2 teaspoons of the cornstarch mixture. It's just cornstarch and water. I give it a stir, and now I raise my heat and I stir it and wait for it to thicken up. And I'm just watching to see how much it'll thicken up. You see how much is left over. You won't need that. It's too much, but it's okay. It's better to be safe than sorry. Now I'm just looking at to see how well it thickens up, and that should be the consistency of your gravy. Now I've plated it for you, and the house smelled fantastic. It tasted fantastic. It was a hit at home. This is something my mom taught me. So I hope you try it. Tell me what you think. And I hope you give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.